Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update with me, Rebecca.meisl, starting September 18th through to the 25th. Super excited to go into our themes for this week. We have such dominating themes this week that are very much wanting to present in our collective energies. So to dive right into those themes, we have calming an anxious mind, letting go, heart healing, acceptance and recognition. We have making time for joy, shedding old skins, access granted to the Akashic records, claiming authentic power, and stepping into our truth. So we have quite the beautiful themes for this week, and going into our first one, we have calming an anxious mind. So letting the mind ruling over the heart this week is a very predominant theme that I'm seeing a lot of us slip into, especially at the beginning of the week. So we have this guidance here to really allowing ourselves to drop into our heart space this week, to let go of control and allow more space for the integration of logic and intuition. And I talked a lot about this the past couple weeks. This has been a very dominant theme where we're really harmonizing the head and the heart space. And we're coming to this understanding of it's safe for me to let go. It's safe for me to not let my mind run away with me and create unnecessary worries, unnecessary drama or chaos. And especially in this kind of chaotic energy that we're in with Mercury retrograde, it's super easy for us to fall into that trap this week. So I'm really seeing a lot of us bringing this awareness of how we're thinking and catching ourselves if we're getting caught up in the anxiety or stress of things, and allowing ourselves to calm that monkey mind. So a lot of us are getting this guidance. Allow yourself to do what you need to do to calm yourself. So I'm seeing breath work this week. I'm seeing some of us taking a step back, some of us really just doing that self-care and taking the action steps we need to not allow anxiety to rule over our lives. So very mindful of worry this week, be very mindful of anxiety, and really make a plan of being proactive. And I talked a lot about this last week, so this is a continual theme here of really getting a grip on our anxious thoughts. And what I really had was this beautiful integration happening of the logic and intuition. So we're really learning this week in the sense of our decisions and how we're moving forward in everyday life. Am I listening to my intuition, or am I all in my head? Am I allowing this balance between logic, the facts, and what my gut instincts are telling me? And what I really was getting this week is act on those gut instincts and don't allow the facts or logic to deter you from the messages of the heart. Because once more, I'm seeing a lot of us get divine guidance this week, and we're shifting into this understanding that logic sometimes, as wonderful as it is, can deter us from what we're really needing to do, the action steps that are required of us to make. And what I'm really seeing is this expansive energy this week where we're really learning to trust ourselves, to trust the heart, because a lot of us have disconnected from the heart space. So we're reinforcing this connection of the heart this week. We're beginning to cultivate a relationship with ourselves, with what our heart chakras are saying, and really getting that intuitive guidance when we actively listen, when we actively participate in our life with this conscious awareness. So I'm seeing a lot of heart healing. The heart chakra was a huge theme this week. I saw a lot of green. So utilizing that color more in your life, allowing healing, allowing yourself to come to a pure acceptance was a very dominant theme this week. So where do you need to accept yourself more? Where do you need to accept those disowned parts of self that we might have dismissed as not good enough, that we might have dismissed as not perfect yet? And really coming to this awareness of what exactly those parts are and what has made us dismiss them. So is there programming that we need to let go of this week? Is there belief systems that are still sabotaging our greatness, that are still sabotaging us from truly accepting all of who we are? And this is what we're really learning this week, is how to step into our full, authentic self, to claim our power, and to really choose love even in those tough moments when we're not accepting of self, and coming to this new perspective of how can I love myself more? How can I love myself harder? How can I show up for myself in every single day as I go through life? And really coming to this understanding of how you can be there for yourself and become your own best friend by listening to your heart, listening to those disowned parts of self so they can come back into this full harmony of you. So we're really seeing a lot of mirroring this week, I'm hearing. We're getting a lot from our relationships this week that are really mirroring to us where we've disowned ourselves. So if there's something you were searching for outside of yourself this week, really be mindful. Is this actually my inner child? Is this my inner child calling for me to give myself more love, more acceptance, more self-care? Whatever it is you're craving externally, be very aware this week. If you're looking from it from an outside source, a relationship, a partner, a friend, where can we show up for ourselves this week and really give it to ourselves? So really strong message that's coming through. We also have this very positive theme of recognition. So where do we need to be more cognizant of our victories thus far? And I find a lot of us get caught up in the shadow aspects, especially in our Mercury retrograde time frame, because we're really being called to address these shadows, but it's just as important to address the light aspects. So where do we need more celebration? Where do we need to have more recognition of our journey thus far? And I'm hearing a lot of us need to admit to ourselves, hey, you know what? When I experienced throughout my life was really tough, and acknowledging the humanness and going, you know what? I am so proud of myself that I overcame everything that I've overcome. And I'm so proud of myself for taking on this dedication to myself. I'm trying, I'm willing, I'm doing all that I can, and giving ourselves this recognition and that pat on the back this week, because I'm hearing so many of you deserve to celebrate yourself. And even through the tough times, so even if your world seems like it's flipped upside down right now, how can you still celebrate even the small victories? Making your bed, getting up, eating a healthy breakfast, whatever you can do, celebrate it, because all of those things matter. And I'm really seeing our guides really give us this applause this week of keep going, keep doing the work. You are doing amazing. So giving yourself that kindness and grace is super important this week, especially when we're going through tough times, especially when we don't feel our best. You know, so many of us, it's like, when I feel good, then I'll go and take care of myself. But what are we doing when we don't feel good? How are we showing up for ourselves even in those tough moments where we don't feel motivated to do anything at all? How can we show up and give ourselves more love, more understanding, more compassion, and releasing these stories that say, oh, we should be more productive, we should be this, that, and the other, or we should be doing, we should be this version of ourselves. And it's really allowing ourselves to come to this recognition that all this inner work that we're doing matters. And the more we cultivate this integration of the heart and the head in harmonious acceptance, the more our life begins to change. The more we begin to live a life of love, and the more we heal. So very beautiful messages. So once again, we're also getting this message here to really be mindful of where we're measuring our inner work against outward success, and being mindful, am I comparing? Am I measuring my healing to what the programs have said I need to be doing? So as an example, if you were someone You were very career focused. You've always been on the go, go, go. You're very productive. You were very studious. And perhaps you've been needing to take a step back lately because you're needing to heal, because you are needing to cultivate more of this self-care and love. And maybe there's this time frame right now, especially through this chaotic energy, that you're needing to rest. And it's like allowing ourselves to let go of that story that, okay, I'm not enough because I'm healing. Oh, I'm not enough because I'm not out there doing what I normally do. And it's like releasing those stories and the criticism that might come forward this week and giving ourselves that credit where credit is due once more. I am healing. I am choosing to love myself properly. I am letting go of stories, and I'm not going to beat up myself for when I fall into those old patterns, but I'm going to take action. I'm going to have this awareness. I'm going to do that work to change the stories to ones that I truly want to believe now, to ones that say I am enough, to say that I can do this and my healing matters. And all of that healing that I'm doing inwardly is just as important, perhaps even more so than the external success that I've been told I need to achieve. So allowing that story to shift this week and being very mindful of when we get caught up in self-criticism. Very strong theme. The next thing we have is allowing space for pleasure and play. So once again, do we make time for joy? Are we allowing ourselves to really embrace that playfulness? And if not, why not? How can we truly allow ourselves to dance, to sing, to play? And how can we really take hold of more of those elements and qualities, even through the tough days in our lives? So this week, very strong message to move your body, to dance, to sing. These were things that I was really being shown this week, is using our voice, using our throat chakra, really allowing ourselves to get lost in perhaps music, poetry, writing, creative pursuits. I'm seeing this very strongly dominating theme here, and it's really allowing ourselves to dip into those passions. So ask yourself, if you're unsure, ask yourself, what is that thing that I can do that I lose track of time with? What is that thing that I do or have done in the past that got me so creatively invested that I forgot about the outside world? And it's like, how can I capture more of that in my everyday? How can I give myself the pleasure that I know I deserve? And I'm seeing this very strong theme as well of around sexuality this week, allowing yourself to engage in things that are pleasurable, giving yourself the priority, giving your partner and your time together priority this week, and really investing that time to offer up your love to those who need it as well. So if you are in a space where you can give love to others, where you can make someone's day, why not do it? How can you choose love? How can you choose pleasure and enjoyment and just pure joy this week? And can you make a conscious effort to do so? So very beautiful theme. I also now have this theme of shedding old skins. So what I was really hearing here was bearing your authentic self, allowing vulnerability and grace, respecting and honoring the inner child. Okay, so really beautiful theme here. So we're really, once again, learning to own our authentic power. This is such a huge theme that we're going to dip into even further into this reading. But shedding these old skins. So what is feeling too tight? What is feeling not right anymore? What is no longer resonating? And how can we make those changes now to shift into what does feel authentic to yourself? So we're getting this beautiful clarity of our true beliefs coming forward, which is prompting us to make those changes in life, that is moving us to change. And sometimes this is a scary thing, and I'm really seeing a lot of us once again get caught up in a flurry of emotion, getting caught up in our worries, our fears, and kind of these addictive behaviors. And I'm seeing a lot of us heal these addictions this week. So where are we numbing ourselves? Where are we kind of the perpetrator of our own misery. So where are we getting caught up in those anxious thoughts, and how can we take more control over our bodies, over our nervous systems? How can we comfort ourselves, and how can we really allow ourselves to listen to that prompting of our intuition? So I'm seeing a lot of us shed these skins. We're going, no, I don't want this anymore. No, this doesn't feel good to me. This isn't resonating with who I am. This might have been okay with me in the past, but not anymore. And I'm seeing us release this old version of self, release these old skins, and come to this liberation where it's like, I am going to accept myself now. I'm going to say no to things that don't light me up. I'm going to allow myself to be purely myself in every single avenue of life. And I'm seeing us choose it. So it's like making that conscious dedication and choice that every single day, and even in experiences where we feel uncomfortable, we're going to speak up. We're going to say our opinion. We're going to express who we are. And coming to this point of vulnerability as well. So I'm seeing a lot of us needing a good cry, needing to really be owning how we feel. So if there's situations this week that are emotionally rocky, that are emotionally tough for you, how can you allow yourself to be vulnerable and real and honestly express how you feel about things? How can you truly shed that armor that sometimes we build up as a protective barrier? And how can we come to this pure acceptance that this is me, this is how I feel, this is what hurts, and be honest in that. And there's a true beauty in this. There's a true, absolute beauty to when we express ourselves in our full, raw authenticity. And I'm really seeing a lot of us release the story that we can't be vulnerable, release the programs that say that we're not good enough if we cry or if we say our piece. And we're removing these stigmas that society, religion, family, whatever the case may be for you, and we're releasing those stigmas so we can just be. We can be in our authentic self. So really allowing that vulnerability and giving yourself the grace through those tough moments. So once more, how can I move gracefully through this experience? How can I release the toughness, the criticism that I might normally put upon myself? So beautiful things to ask ourselves this week. I'm seeing a lot of us begin to respect ourselves and honor the inner child. So this was also a very dominant theme this week of nurturing that inner child, loving that inner child. And what was really cool is at this point in time in the reading, when I was connecting, I had Archangel Metatron coming through very strongly. And with this, he's very involved with children, including our inner children. And he kept showing me like the rainbow children, the crystalline children, these specially chosen, beautiful light workers that are here on earth today, and him showing me that they're fully supported, that he is with them at this time. So if you identify as a light worker, if you identify to a higher spiritual calling, trusting that he is there to call upon this week. So really allow yourself to call him in and call in the use of your archangels this week to help guide you, okay? So very strong message that you are safe, you are being guided, you have a divine purpose here, you are a powerful light worker, and knowing that you have access to this great love of the universe and beautiful, powerful beings like Archangel Metatron that are willing to help you. So allow yourself to ask in that help this week. Very strong message. The other thing that he was really wanting to specify this week for us was that access is being granted to those Akashic records. So calling upon him to open up those records to show you whatever is needing to be healed at this time was also a beautiful message. And with this, I'm seeing once more it be very, I don't usually use this word, but easy. Like it's going to come across in a way that's going to bring closure, acceptance, and this freedom is what I'm really hearing. So any of us who are going into past lives this week, any of us who are getting this kind of divine download of perhaps even future, what's coming forward for us, I'm seeing it be a very joyful experience where we're finally allowing the dots to connect. We're getting the clarity. We're beginning to see why we've lived the lives we've lived. We're beginning to see the purpose of our divine life now and why we're here. And I'm seeing this beautiful access granted to these records of our lives, of what lives we've previously lived, and this closure that's coming through where it's like, wow, this just makes so much sense. And we're getting this clarity finally, perhaps for the first time. So I'm seeing a lot of this resonate for us. So if you're needing help with this, reach out to your practitioners, reach out to those who do past life work, or reach out to even myself. I do a lot of different modalities with that as well. So if that's something that interests you, reach out this week if you're feeling called to do so. The other thing I feel with this, a lot of us get worried when we're like, oh my gosh, if I'm going to find out something I don't want to find out, or oh, I don't want to re-experience hurt or pain or whatever that might be. I was getting a strong message, don't fear. Okay, view these records and view this knowledge as progress and thinking of them in terms of growth and expansion, allowing ourselves to once more trust the universe that everything that comes through for us is always for our highest and greatest good, and that everything that comes through is always coming through in love. So trusting that, not allowing those fears to sabotage our greatness, our expansion, our spiritual movements, and really allowing ourselves to once again touch that divine power within. Really beautiful. So next we have move mountains and float in the clouds. So this is a really cute little side theme that came forward after this. So once again, coming into touch with our power, recognizing that we have the power to move mountains, to go past obstacles, to ascend those great journeys in life, and coming to this closure of becoming weightless. And that's what I was really getting, is we're surmounting these great obstacles, these mountains, and perhaps we're going to have some of those come forward this week. And I'm really feeling in relationships again being a very strong theme, and I'm seeing us overcome these mountains, and it's going to come to this place where we finally feel weightless. We're releasing all that has held us in division. We're releasing programs and belief systems that have kept us divided. And that's what I'm really hearing this week, is oneness is becoming a very big theme, unity, loving relationships, and coming to this understanding of completeness. We're all one. We're all made of love, and coming to this interconnectedness and harmony I'm really seeing in our relationships. So whether that means we leave behind certain relationships or situations or scenarios, whatever resonates for you, but whatever this might be, we're relieving ourselves of these belief systems that have caused division, and we're coming to this higher knowledge, this higher awakening to love. And with this knowledge that we're getting, this divine download of oneness, we're really becoming weightless because we're removing those burdens. We're removing those things that really were keeping us small, that were really keeping us in a divisive state, even when it comes to ourselves. So where we've ourselves have made ourselves an exception, or where we're holding bias, like, well, I believe in love and light, and I believe that everybody is worthy and deserving, but we're making ourselves the exception to that, where it's like, oh, it's just me, I'll do it, or oh, it's just me, I'll be the doormat. And we're coming to this understanding and clarity of once again accepting ourselves as part of the divine universe, of part of every living thing, and seeing this interconnectedness that is truly beautiful this week. And with that, we remove the stories, we remove the burdens, we remove the shoulds, the shouldn'ts, and we begin to see see our greatness. We begin to see how we are worthy of loving relationships too, that we too can choose love, that we are safe to feel love for ourselves, for life, for others, and we're allowing that love to support us in life. We're accepting it into our hearts this week. We're learning the balance of giving and receiving. And with this, we begin this new motivation for life where it's like, now there's nothing standing in my way from releasing the old that doesn't serve and going after my dreams. And I'm seeing so many of us trusting the divine support that we're receiving and the divine downloads from within. And this unity comes through, this harmony that we begin to choose, this balance we begin to choose in life, in our relationships, that's truly freeing for us. So we become weightless. We begin to float in those clouds of beauty, of dreams. And it's really beautiful, this energy that is coming through for us this week, where it's truly this freedom. Absolutely stunning energy. So after that, we have claiming our authentic power and releasing shame. So with this, very big theme, obviously, this week, as we move forward into ourselves, as we keep claiming more and more who we are now, we begin to let go of the stories of shame that have held us back from being our true selves. So asking yourself now, where in my life am I still believing things that are keeping me small? Where do my belief systems reflect shame? And what are the things that I'm telling myself every day that are truly sabotaging me from being all of me? So even in the aspect of, oh, I don't look good in this, or oh, I can't wear this because this, and this, or oh, my body's not beach ready yet, and oh, I can't do this because I'm not good enough yet. Whatever those stories are, we're asked to bring loving awareness this week. How can I remove the need to shame myself? How can I remove those programs, even from family, from the past, whatever it might be for you, and liberate myself from shame? And how can I surrender these thoughts, these programs, and whatever the case might be for you to the universe so I can come to more acceptance of who I am? And sharing my truth in a loving and authentic way. So once again, anywhere that we are feeling shamed in life, bringing that awareness. How can I free myself? How can I let go of this program? How can I feel that love of self so powerfully that I stand up for my truth, that I am unapologetic about who I am, that I can express how I feel? And I'm seeing this huge step forward that we're taking this week, and we're beginning to shield ourselves from those fears, from those hurts, from those wounds of the past. And I'm seeing us truly lighten our load this week with this. So it's really, really beautiful. So to read what I wrote here, I wrote claiming authentic power and releasing shame anywhere in our lives over who we are, broadening our perspectives of the past, of our lives currently, and seeing with eyes of forgiveness and love. So with this, we're really getting this beautiful energy of forgiving ourselves, forgiving those who've made us perhaps feel less than, and coming to this acceptance once more. And with this dips into the release work. So once more, I'm seeing this very dominant in the throat chakra this week, where we're releasing things like anger, like hurt, like these strong emotions that perhaps we're going to revisit due to this element of shame. So where have we been feeling held back in life, even in our past? And how can we accept that we're maybe angry about it? How can we let go of this anger in a healthy way so it's no longer keeping us captive? It's no longer wreaking havoc on our physical bodies, on our emotions. And how can we allow these hidden truths to really come to light? So I'm seeing a lot of this come through this week, where we're getting illumination around where we still are hurting, where we need to let go, where we need to release. So really beautiful once we're freeing us us from these things. So I also wrote here, where are you at the end of your rope? Where can you not take it anymore? What is making you feel trapped or in conflict within yourself? So with this, are we angry? Are we frustrated? Are we feeling stuck? And where are we at our wits' end with things? And bringing this awareness once more to let go and step into our power. So what exactly is it that's making us feel this way? What is our relationship to that conflict, to that thing, to that person, to that situation, whatever the case may be? And how can we change? So how can we change our relationship? How can we change our perspective of what we're in conflict with? So as an example, if we are feeling like our job no longer resonates, but we feel stuck, we can't leave it yet, or whatever the case may be for you, even in a relationship, how can we change our perspectives of our job now so we can become happier, so we can really release those stories that are making us feel frustrated and angry? So I'm seeing a lot of us make these adjustments of what we can do now, what's in our control. If we can't just let things go just yet, how can we adjust things? And how can we come to this recognition of perhaps where we do just need to make the cut, where we need to say goodbye and allow the dawn of a new day to begin? And how can we once more work through our anger in a healthy way so we can return to a space of love? So for those of us who have felt wronged, for those of us who have been feeling angry or frustrated with whatever scenario you're in currently, how can we come back to a space that's authentic to us? How can we come back to the truth of who we are and act accordingly? So I'm seeing taking power, but using it wisely. So once more, honoring who you've become, choosing our words wisely, choosing to speak and move our power in a way that's loving and honoring of who you are now. So really beautiful, really cool what I'm seeing here. Once more, I'm getting this message that some of us have been feeling too small. We've outgrown our space and we're needing to allow ourselves to step into that leadership role, into our greatness. So shaking off what no longer serves. So how can you do that this week? How can you allow yourself to be so self-loving that you take those actions, that you claim your power, that you become unapologetic and you take those steps that you are being guided to make, okay? And with this, we have take the leap into the unknown. Take a divinely guided chance on yourself and allow the universe to catch you if you fall. So with this, I'm seeing once more these fears come forward that we're really needing to surrender. So if we're feeling stuck, if we're getting this awareness that, okay, I know I need to make action, but take an action, but the fear keeps stalling you, how can you once more see through those fears and take the driver's seat? How can you take that leap? What chances do you need to take on yourself? And how can you create a plan for your fears as they arise? So what I'm really seeing is us becoming proactive this week, creating an action plan for when these fears arise and really allowing ourselves to go, no fear, not today. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing what's right for me. I'm working on my relationship with self. I'm going to trust my instincts and I'm going to say no to things that no longer serve. And I'm seeing us really get out of this addiction to worry, this addiction to fear, perhaps even cutting cords to these specific fears that have been holding us in the same space of stagnation. And I'm seeing us free ourselves completely. It's really, really beautiful. So once again, make an action plan. Really go into those worst case scenarios. What exactly are you afraid of that's going to happen? And remove that fear. Okay, if the worst does happen, what can I do? What is within my power? And how can I really honestly assess what might happen instead of getting caught up in letting the fear take the wheel? So allow yourself to show up in this way for yourself this week. Allow yourself to feel safe because this is loving to your inner child. So I'm seeing don't make quick and rash decisions. Really analyze the facts, be mindful, double check everything, and be very conscious of what action plan you can make for yourself to keep your safety. So if things are making you feel afraid, how can I remove the fear? What plan can I make in case the worst does come to fruition? And how can I trust my resiliency? How can I trust the universe more than ever before? And really listen to the inner child in what it needs and wants as I work through these fears, okay? So really beautiful. Next, we have relax into the flow. Do not force things that are not meant to be. All right, so once again, very strong messages this week into letting go of what no longer serves. Let it go, my friends. Be free. Surrender the fear. Surrender whatever it is that you're worried about. Move forward. This is a time to let go of the old so we can create the space for those dreams that we want to bring in. And I'm really seeing a lot of us step into this leadership role where we're relying on ourselves now. We're no longer searching outside of ourselves for things. We're owning our divine power. And we're learning to focus the energies now on what matters most to us. So I'm seeing a lot of us go into this a little deeper. We have a new moon that's coming forward this week as well. So focusing, what do I actually want? Where are my energies currently, and where can I refocus them so they're bringing in more of that manifestation of my dreams? And I'm really seeing a lot of us course correct, so cutting off unnecessary energy drainers, aligning our energies so they're focused on what we actually want to bring in. So once again, get that clarity. What needs to change? Where can I redirect my energy in life currently? Is all my energy going to the things I actually don't want? Or am I focusing and prioritizing myself and my dream life? So really get that awareness this week, analyze those facts, make a plan, and step into your power. So strong this week. So last, what I have here is be unapologetically you. So I'm really hearing this strong theme this week where we might be challenged this week, where we're going to be perhaps faced with scenarios where we're really going to have to be strong in who we are and allow ourselves to once again consciously choose what we believe now, who we are now, instead of slipping back into the old ways of being. So how can you be more unapologetic about you, your truth, what you stand for, your self-expression, your authenticity, and how can you put everything out there? How can you be more vulnerable? And really go into that this week, because I'm definitely seeing scenarios challenge us in this, and it's like, have the confidence. You are amazing. You deserve to live a fulfilling, authentic life. And it's like, let go of those last few things that are making you feel like you can't. So trust your path. Allow yourself to come to this unity, this forgiveness, this harmony, and allow yourself to shine bright this week, my friends. You are a powerful light worker, and you deserve to live your authentic path. So that is all I have for us this week. Really beautiful themes. I'm still kind of in awe feeling those energies, and I know each and every single one of you is going to do amazing this week. So keep your faith, keep bolstering up yourselves, do what you need to do to keep yourself in a higher vibration this week, even through those tough times, and do what you need. Take what you need this week. Self-care is also very predominant this week, so really tune into that. How can I show up for myself? How can I give myself the care and love and friendships I need? And really go into booking your practitioners this week if you need it. I'm really seeing that very strongly highlighted. So I'm sending you all so much love and light this week. Have a beautiful week ahead, and please don't hesitate to reach out with any help that I can give. Sending you all the love in the world. Bye-bye.